really found a model that spoke to me. A lot of them seem to be about getting people like you to sell tickets to big galas or recruit your friends to parties, and we just didn't really find anything that spoke to us. And then this leadership initiative came up, and my sister from another mother, brought to me this program, and I really got excited about it. I think it was really what we're doing on this weekend and throughout the whole year is addressing this fundamental question of what does it mean to be a Jewish leader as opposed to just a leader who happens to also be Jewish. And I think that that's really critical for all of us. I certainly deal with that all the time. In all the years I've been working in the Jewish communal world, I sort of struggle with that. And for me, it's really about sort of responsibility, individual responsibility and communal responsibility. I just wanted to share with you a personal story that really impacted me. It's a very small moment in my life, not a big thing, but it really impacted me in a big way, and it sort of framed for me how I would think about myself, maybe Jewishly and as a Jewish leader. So I was like 14 or 15 years old, sophomore in high school, and I went to a school in the city called Ramaz. It's a Jewish day school.
Good school.
Good school. And so I was standing on 78th and Madison right at the end of school one day, and I was about to cross the street, and a blind man walked up next to me with a walking stick. It was just he and I at the moment, and he sort of called out and said, "Can somebody help me across the street?" And so what did I do, the good Ramaz girl that I was? I froze. I didn't say anything, I didn't do anything, I just stood there. I was terrified, I didn't want to help him, I didn't want to touch him. And just at that moment, one of my teachers, a young rabbi, came down the street and he saw what was going on, and he went up to the man and he walked him across the street, helped him, and then he came back to me, and this is what he said to me, looked a little bit down at me, stared me straight in the eye, and he said, "I'm really disappointed in you, and we don't behave like this." I think I'm pretty much quoting him because it was like seared into my brain. So there I was. I don't think I moved the entire time this happened, and I was humiliated and ashamed of myself and horrified. And leaving aside that I was just a kid, 14, and maybe you couldn't expect more of a 14-year-old, there are two really big lessons I took away from that, and that I always kept with me and still do. One was the first part of what he said, when he said, I'm really disappointed in you. So my first thought actually then, and maybe still now when I think about it, was, I'm really disappointed in me. So I always thought of myself, even maybe then as a kid, as the kind of person, a leader, as somebody who would take action when action was needed, someone who would do the right thing, someone who would stand up. And it turned out, maybe in that moment, I wasn't. And so maybe it was just that moment, but it's really important, I still think about that in all the moments, small moments, big moments in life and in leadership. Am I who I purport to be? Am I living up to the standard I set for myself? And are the values that I hold personally the values that I'm living, I'm acting out in my life? And I just want to point out that I now live a block away from the Lighthouse, which is the blind sort of institute in New York, and I'm walking people across the street all the time. But really in a bigger sense, what are the values that matter to me, and am I living them? And the second part of what he said was, we don't behave that way. We don't behave like this. And the we was, right, the school, half a block down the street was this, modern Orthodox day school, and all the Torah values and the lessons I learned, and everything that represented. We don't behave that way. Jews help people. Jews act. Jews take action. Jews assert themselves and are at the forefront, and we're leaders. And I had a responsibility somehow to something larger than myself, to the Jewish community and the Jewish people. And I wasn't reflecting that in that moment. And that's another part of my leadership that I think about all the time now, is this, it's not just about obviously